afternoon, Ravens. My name is Mrs. Spallone, and I will guide you through a soft yoga practice, and you can follow along at any time if you like. You can move into child's pose, which I'll show you right now, but the most important thing is just to breathe. And in your breathing, you just want it to be even, where you inhale through your nose, fill your lungs, and exhale through your nose. Just to even your whole body. So we'll breathe through poses, and I'll tell you when to breathe. But don't hold your breath, just breathe naturally and enjoy the poses. You should feel some nice stretching, but no pain. Anything hurts, you just don't do it, and you pull back. It's just to use our bodies and practice our breathing, and just to think about being mindful and who we are and how we feel. Also, you'll want to just remember that yoga is for all of our learning, for us together, just as well as our academic learning. So we'll start in this position at the front of our mats, or on a rug, or wherever you're comfortable. You can be in your comfortable clothes, maybe with some socks on. And we stand in what we call is Samastitihi, with our hands to our thighs, our shoulders rolled back. We just look right off of our nose. We find a nice place on the wall. Remember that our mind goes where our eyes go. And from here, we'll just get nice inhale, even exhale. And from here, we're gonna have a nice side neck stretch. This is where we just let our right ear softly fall to our right shoulder. Should feel a nice stretch on your neck right here. You don't need to move your body, just keep your feet grounded nicely into the mat. Then inhale your head up, extend it like as if there's a string pulling the top of your head. And now your left ear to your left shoulder. And again, you see how my neck stays even. I don't slump forward, I don't slump back, but nice and even stretch. Nice inhale, exhale center, back to the right ear. One more nice stretch. Let all of that tension out. Inhale up, straight. Let the string pull your back vertebrae. And the left ear down to your shoulder. Then we'll inhale our head up. And now we're in mountain pose. Nice, like a strong mountain. And we bring our arms up together. We interlace our fingers here. We lift them up above our head. And then we exhale and lean to our right. Again, staying nice and even in a plane, pretty much. Think of yourself like a piece of toast in a toaster. You know, stay nice and straight. And inhale up. And then to the other side. Nice side stretch. Looking up under your elbow. Inhale straight. Maybe you extend a little more. Exhale to the right. Again. Inhale straight, extend. Exhale to the left. We'll go ahead and release our hands, bring them to the side. And now we have some nice shoulder rolls. Shoulder rolls, kind of exaggerated. Nice big shoulder rolls where it feels nice, it doesn't hurt. Almost like the wheels on a bike. Going nice, rolls back, just a few rolls backwards. Bring them up and around. And then we reverse. Find a stopping point, and then shoulder rolls to the front. Nice and even. Should feel nice, yummy stretch. Feel good. If the exaggerated is too much, then you can do soft little ones. And around one more time. Now we stop. And now we're going to just, for the sake of mindfulness here at Garcia, and always thinking about how we feel, and how we feel affects how we act, and that affects everyone else. So bring our hands to heart center here. My hands together, right here off of my chest. My gaze is right off of my nose, looking at just a center fixed point, not at anyone else, just looking at a spot on the wall. And here I'm nice and firm. And in this moment, I'll just softly, if you feel comfortable, here you can softly close your eyes. And just scan your body, scan your heart, your mind, and breathe with those inhales I mentioned. Nice inhale through your nose. And then this one you can exhale through your mouth, nice and loud. Again, inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And one more. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Those are called cleansing breaths. Again, you can do that with your eyes closed or open, and you can do that at any time when you ever need it, even when you're on your own. So that's called Pranamasana. Now what we're going to do is actually bring our arms behind us, and we're going to just, almost like we're crossing our arms, but sometimes in body language this means that we're closed up. We put our arms behind us, it kind of opens us up sometimes for more. You can even open your stance just a little bit. I'm gonna fix that for you. Open your stance a little bit. And here we're going to now just go ahead and keep our neck nice and even. We're going to do some neck rolls. So again, you can do this with your eyes open or closed. It's actually funner if you do with your eyes closed, if you have a nice foundation. And you just roll your neck in a nice circle. And think about using your nose to trace something that is circular. Maybe you imagine the full moon, and your nose is just tracking the outer edges of the moon as you have your eyes closed to get that full circle in your neck. You should feel some release. Maybe you hear a little crackles and pops in your neck. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just some air bubbles in there. And you stop there at your chest, and we'll rotate to the opposite direction. Maybe now I envision a sun, and I'm using my nose to circle around the outside of that sun, that circular image. One more neck roll, releasing. And then we end with our head neutral, and we can open our eyes if they were closed. Now we're going to get a little more active, and we're going to work on what we call a sun salutation A. So I'll walk you through it, and you can watch, and then we'll do it together 2 times. So sun salutation A, we have our stance just nice and even, right off of our hips. We bring our arms up and together, hands together. We look up past our thumbs. We exhale, we forward fold. Wherever you fold is fine. It can be here, here, or here. Then we inhale, our hands come to the front of our calves. We call it flat back, and we look past our eyebrows. We exhale, we bring our hands to the mat. We can step back into a tabletop, or some of you might step back into almost like a push-up, the beginning of a push-up. Make sure, again, you're very tight, and also you're tightening your core muscles, your stomach muscles. This is what we call a plank. Then we exhale, we come down with our knees, our chest, and our chin, and our toes at the same time. If this isn't comfortable either, then you can just go flat down. From there, then we do come flat, and we lift up to soft, what we call cobra. Just nice, soft, don't overextend your back, just look up. Then we exhale, and you might exhale, come back on your knees. And then we come to the most famous yoga position, downward dog. That is, your arms are straight. You are pushing back onto your heels, and you're looking towards your knee.
You also have your tummy tucked in, and you're using your arms and the bottoms of your feet to keep you nice and even. From here, we bend our knees. We softly walk forward. We forward fold. Then we inhale, flat back again. We come down once more, and then we lift all the way up, strong. Use your core muscle, your back muscles to bring your hands up. Look up past your thumbs. And then we exhale, hands to heart center. That's what we call a sun salutation A. Now we're gonna do two, and we'll do them a little bit quickly. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to tabletop or plank. Another exhale, knees, chest, and chin. We drop our hips, toes are pointed. We lift up to a soft cobra, looking up. Exhale, tabletop to downward dog. So you roll your hips back, heels are down, fingers are spread apart. Bend our knees, soft walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, look past your eyebrows. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, torso up, look up past your thumbs. That was one, and now another two. So inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up past eyebrows. Hands to mat. Step back to the plank or the table. Come down to knees, chest, and chin. Drop your hips, toes are pointed. Lift up, soft cobra. Exhale, roll your hips up and back, and your heels come down for downward dog. We bend our knees, step to the front of the mat. Flat back, look up past eyebrows. Exhale, forward fold. Release, release, release. Inhale, come all the way up, strong torso. Look up past your thumbs. Hands to heart center. Sun salutations, very nice. If you did that or did any part of it, you should be feeling good right now. Blood should be flowing. Now what we're going to do is just step your feet apart a little bit. Not as wide as beyond your hips, just right off your hips. And remember that forward fold we just did? Now we're going to do that just on its own. We forward fold, so you hinge at the hips, release your head, drop down, and again, we're looking at our knees here. You need to bend your knees a little bit, it's really tight in the back, that's okay, or you can have your legs straight. In here, we're going to just clasp our arms together, and then we're going to just release our head and look past our knees. In here, you should feel a lot of nice release in your back, and then we can sway side to side. And you think about something out in the world that you see that makes this motion, that sways like this. I think of a grandfather clock. Maybe you can think of something else, and you're just breathing. Inhales and exhales. One more, just let gravity take you. You can come a little bit up to your front of your toes. Then we have hands down. Then we inhale all the way up, and go ahead, and now you can just bring your whole back up, and your head is the last thing to come. That should have felt good for you. And that was Uttanasana. Now we have Warrior One. So sometimes you have to be a warrior for what it is you believe is right. And we have to be strong in what we know is right and wrong, and sometimes not follow what is wrong. Sometimes we have to be a warrior to make good changes and be a good influence. So think about that when you're in your warrior. So what we do is we step our right foot back, straight back, and it's just about even within our body on both legs. You don't have to overextend, don't do that. Not too short, because you might not feel the warrior feeling. So you just want a nice middle, even step back. Then on this back foot, you just want your toes kind of out just a little bit, and your heel will come in. So just slightly. But everything else, your hips are straight, facing whichever wall you are. And then from here, what we're going to do is we'll bend this front knee in just a moment.
But know that when we bend that knee, we'll also bring our arms up and together, just like in sun salutation, we'll bring them together and look up past our thumbs. But when we bend our knee, just remember that your knee doesn't pass your foot, that it looks like a uppercase L, that your knee stays above your ankle. So we stay safe. So again, we step back, get in position, that back heel is in, hips are forward, we inhale, look up, and again, I watch that knee to keep it firm, and I evenly disperse my body between both legs. I'm not leaning forward or too back, just in the middle, and I look up. Here I practice breathing. Nice inhale through the nose, remember? Exhale through the nose again. Looking up, warrior one. Should also feel a nice release in this back leg and hip. And I breathe, and I think about being the warrior for all the things that are right and decisions I can make. One more breath. Okay, and we extend that front leg. We bring our hands down to heart center. Now we just step to the front of the mat. Now on everything in yoga, we keep balance just like in life. And so now we step back with the left leg, the left side. We step back again, just a nice even step. I turn that back heel in just slightly. And then make sure that my hips are aligned there. Get myself ready to evenly disperse my weight on both legs. And I remember that this knee, I'm not gonna let it go past my ankle. I bend that front knee, and I inhale, look up, past my thumbs, and I breathe here. If bringing your arms, your balance might be off, you can always keep your hands to heart center or your hands to the hips. But if you're able to do this, enjoy the pose. Couple more breaths. Bring our hands to heart center. And inhale, step to the front of the mat. See, this is a workout even though people think it's not. Now we have warrior two, so that was warrior one. Well, before we do that, actually, let's go ahead and extend your arms. You have your hands here, and let's just roll our wrists nice and soft. That should feel good after all the writing, all the math problems, everything we do. Just release some of that. We can even wiggle our fingers a little bit, bring our arms down. Can actually even walk out our legs a little bit before we set into warrior two. Okay. So now the same thing for warrior two, we step that right leg back. Same nice even stance. The only difference is now we rotate our foot out. So you can see that my right foot is facing wherever this wall is, and my left foot is facing the opposite wall. So it's kind of like splaying out in this way. So with this one, again, you can have this leg straight. We'll bend this in a minute when we get into warrior two. But essentially this setup is so that also our hips can kind of open. We can feel that release that is so good for our body. So here and then warrior two, what we do is we bring our arms up. We open them up. One of my tricks is you lift your palms up to the sky. It'll kind of help you even out because this back one sometimes likes to fall. And then we get them in place, we tighten those muscles, and we bend that front knee of the left. And we open our hips, we check everything as best we can, and we stay tight. And we look up past this front, the left middle finger, and we stay aligned for our warrior two. Again, watch that front knee, that it doesn't go past your ankle. You just open up and you breathe here. You're gonna feel your legs, muscles activating, shaking even a little bit. If you tighten your stomach muscles, that can help your balance and your core strength also to stay in it. Breathe in and out through your nose. One more breath. Then we exhale, extend that front leg. Arms come down. We step to the front of the mat. That was warrior two on the right side. Now we're doing warrior two on the left side. Step back the left leg. Again, now Remember, as I said, the foot comes out now to the opposite wall and the front one stays to the front wall. So again, we're in this direction here, so we can have our hips open because we build a lot of tension sometimes when we're sitting down and doing our schoolwork. So then here again, the arms come out, and then we do our trick to get them aligned as best we can. Sometimes it's hard to see ourselves because we're inside of ourselves, but we guesstimate as best we can. We look past this front right middle finger, we bend that front knee, we open our hips out towards this wall here, and we bend that front knee, and then again we hover our body between the two legs. You're not leaning too forward, you're not leaning too back, nice and even in the middle. Almost like that book Goldilocks and the Three Bears, everything just right. Again, nice strong core, that's your stomach muscles to hold you there. And you bend that front knee, one more breath. And then we extend that front knee, and then hands down, and we step to the front of the mat. That's what we do all the time. Step to the front of the mat to reset everything, sometimes even in life when things are going on. Think, step to the front of the mat, and I'll start again. Now from here, we'll go ahead and do one more forward fold. Remember, hinge at the hips, release the head, hands to the mat. Now we step back into a tabletop. Almost wanted to do a plank, but it's a tabletop. So tabletop, you have your hands open, nice fingers open, right off of your shoulders. You really, really think about what a table does, that you have the legs of the table, the back legs, your knees are there, your feet, the toes are pointed up against the floor, your back is straight, your head, your spine is straight, and you're looking straight at the mat. So we don't want a saggy table, we want a nice firm foundation. All the tables that help us, we learn on all the time. Think of them. From the tabletop here, what we'll do is a cat and cow. So the first one, the cat, is just like what a cat looks like, especially at Halloween. What it does is it arches its back, and you look to your tummy, and you press away from your palms, and you take a nice inhale and exhale while you're here. Then we inhale and we roll our shoulders back, roll our spine, we look up. You can see the arch in my back, it's arching now the opposite. This one we call cow. So kind of think of a cow and maybe its udders. And then we inhale back to cat. The cat that is arching, like it's scared. Then inhale, but we're not scared, to cow. We're gonna make the sounds, and for the cat, meow. And then for cow, moo, if you want to. Or you could just laugh at me. One more, cat, arch your back, in, and cow. Arch out, look up. So that was cat, cow. Very, very common in yoga. From here, I'm going to show you one of the best poses I can offer you. You can always do at any time in your life, at home or here at school, if you just need a moment and you just want to just calm yourself. It's called child's pose, and since you're all children, it's perfect for you. So child's pose can be where I'm on my knees with my feet under me this way, or it can be where I open my knees, but I bend back down, so real comfortable. You don't want to push on anything. Be sure that you're stretched out. And with child's pose, what you do is you just let yourself release. So you just drop basically your head to the mat softly. We have our forehead to the mat or the floor, wherever you are, and you can either have your hands above you to release, or you can tuck your arms under you. The whole idea is just to let yourself go and not have any tension. So here I'm going to choose to just put my head on the mat, my arms back, and I just breathe in and out through my nose. You choose which position. Again, some of you will choose this one, and some of you will choose to do it this way.
Don't look around, just close your eyes and look to yourself and just allow yourself to breathe and enjoy this pose. It'll really, really calm you down in anything that you're doing. Breathe here. Hands should be soft and limp. The longer you're in child's pose, the more you'll relax. Nice breath in and out through your nose. One more breath. Exhale. And then we'll come up to tabletop.
Whenever I'm in yoga class and they tell me to come out of child's pose, I'm always sad because I love it so much. From here, we'll sit back up and we'll actually bring our legs extended and feet in front of us. So nice wherever you are, on a rug or something, in a comfortable place. So just again, your feet are actually, we kind of have our toes flexed. We don't have them pointed, we have them flexed because that keeps our muscles engaged. We're sitting nice and even. We have what we call sits bones, our bones, and we want to kind of feel them on the ground so we're even again. Our spine is long. We think of that string pulling us. We have our hands to our sides. We align everything. Our torso and our abs are nice and tight. And here we're going to go ahead and practice the seated twist. So that's where you bend your right leg, so your right knee, and then as comfortable as possible. If it's here, or it's here, it's even in a little more, whatever is comfortable. Don't force anything. There should be no pain in yoga. You find that spot that's good for you. And then from here, what we do is we're going to twist. This is our right leg. We're going to twist in the right direction. So you can twist by softly putting your left hand on your right knee, and then we bring our right hand behind us to comfort. It might be here or it might be all the way behind us. We kind of lift up, inhale, we extend our spine, and we then twist, basically looking over our back shoulder. And our eyes follow as far as they can comfortably, a gaze somewhere on the wall. Again, this left leg is flexed and our right leg is here. Some people might even bring their left elbow on the outside of their right knee and open it up and twist, twist, twist. Or we can leave it here on our knee. The more you inhale and you tighten your ab muscles, the more you'll be able to twist because you make more space in your tummy. You just look up and over. This actually really helps a lot of our organs inside to be cleansed because we're moving in a different direction. One more breath. Now we stay, our body stays, but we just turn our head now all the way to the opposite side of the room, which is comfortable, just to let that neck have a balance to do the opposite of what we just did. One breath, release our hands, put that right leg down. Now what are we gonna do next? Our left. So we bend the left knee, wherever's comfortable again. If it's here, that's fine. If it's here, here. You always, always, always take your body and your mind and your intuition for what is safe for you. So we do that in yoga and we do that in life. In here again, we bring now our right hand over to our left knee. The right foot is flexed and active. We bring our left hand around and behind us. I'll scooch so you can see me a little better. Right behind us. And then we exhale and then we twist. Looking back and over our shoulder to comfort. And wherever that, if it's not all the way back here, if this hurts, then just soften it here and that's fine. Any twist is going to be good for you. Just twisting out, wringing out some of the experiences we go through. One more breath. Now we exhale and again, we look in the opposite direction, our neck. Now our body stays the same, but just our neck moves in the opposite direction. One breath, and we release our hands, and our legs come down. And again, you're in the same position. I just moved for you. So that was a seated twist. Now we have what's called knee to head. It has a fancy name, Janu Sirsasana, that's Sanskrit. So here we just bend our right foot, but we bring in our foot to either next to your calf or next to your thigh, but not at your knee. We always want to protect our knee, so whatever is more comfortable for you. Again, our sits bones in our bottom are against the floor. We're nice and even. We elongate the spine. Think of that string pulling you up. And what we do, or if you even have your foot down here, that's fine, I'll do it that way. And all we do is exhale and we forward fold, but sitting, and we reach towards our foot. It might be that we stop here, and that's fine, or we stop here. Or maybe we can even release past our foot and grab our foot, whatever is most comfortable. And we just forward fold, and our nose is tracking towards our knee. We breathe here. And if some of you are here, that's absolutely fine. It should feel good, it should not hurt. So whatever works for you. One more breath. Inhale, strong core, we come up. We extend the legs, and now we bend the left leg. We bring our foot in to get our thigh or to our calf. We extend our spine. Sits bones are nice and even, we're aligned. Again, we also will always want to align everything in our body, in our mind, in our relationships. And we exhale. We forward fold right over our knee, and we just breathe and release, and the nose is tracking towards the knee. You don't have to touch your nose to the knee, but that's what we're striving for. We breathe here, just a few breaths. We release, inhale. Walk our hands back, release that front leg. Should feel good for our knees, our head to knee. And now we will work on just a little bit of, we call it easy seated position, Sukhasana. This is where you would just fold your legs, kind of like we've always heard, crisscross applesauce. Sometimes in yoga, people get to a point where they do this pose called lotus, and then they bring their feet up here. But for us, this is just fine, and it's just fine for me this way. Bring our hands to the top of our knees, and we just let our wrist relax. We don't have anything tight or tense or anything like that. We elongate the spine. We call this easy cross-leg position. And if you feel comfortable, go ahead and just close your eyes softly. And we just work on breathing now. Again, we take that inhale through the nose, but this time we'll exhale through our mouth, and it'll sound kind of like this. It might be loud. Don't be embarrassed. It feels good. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. It releases a lot of the built up energy we have. Those are called cleansing breaths. Our shoulders are down. And now we'll just take a few moments to just stop and quietly breathe and listen to your breathing. Fill up your lungs through your nose and exhale through your nose, just listening to your breathing, nothing else. If your mind drifts to other things, bring it back. And if you need more breath, you could just pause the video and keep doing it on your own. I was just modeling for you to show you the inhales and exhales, something you can always do for yourself whenever you feel like you need to just find a center. And from there, what we'll do is in yoga, if you still have time to keep watching this video, then you can softly just lie down on your mat or the rug, wherever you're safe, and we call this Savasana. This is basically just relaxed pose. That's where your hands come up, your shoulders are nice and down, you open your feet out, you just rest, rest, rest. There shouldn't be not any more engagements in your body. And you just have your head looking up, and then we just quietly close our eyes and continue to just breathe. But breathe comfortably without holding it in and out, but through your nose. And again, just think of all that is good in your life, all that is wonderful. Not really about people and things, but just about being and goodness. And you breathe there. No talking, it's just a quiet time. And you can stay here longer, you can pause the video and stay for 5 to 7 minutes, that's a good time. And then when you're ready, you can press play again. And then what you do is, when you come out of Savasana, you can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, stretch over your head, and then you roll. You still keep your eyes closed. If you notice, I'm keeping my eyes closed. You roll to your right side, you use your right arm as a little pillow under your head. Just a nice breath here. We call this fetal position. And then from here, if you need to open your eyes, you can, to walk back up to seated position, and we take our hair ties off, we end our session with our hands to heart center, to our chest. We close our eyes when we're inhale, and we say thank you to ourselves for taking care of ourselves first, so sometimes we can take care of others. And then we end and we say thank you. And in yoga talk, sometimes they say namaste, because that means peace. And I wish you the best, and just remember that a smile is a curb that can set the day straight. So a smile is a gift, and to give smiles because they help you and they help others. Thank you very much, Ravens.